Hey guys.
Hello.
I'm Callum.
And I'm Nick.
And this is That's Eurovision, baby. Now, I'm sure we all enjoyed our last episode, shot in France.
Shot partly in France,
yeah,
but sure.
partly in France, but talking about all the wonderful Eurovision entries that have come over the past 10 years of France. Now, we thought for our next episode we wanted to do something a little bit different.
How do we top being in France to do a French countdown?
Yeah, so we thought we want to go back. Yeah, we want to go well back.
We want to go to the origins, where it all started.
Go back to the start, yeah. Switzerland?
So we're not in Switzerland though.
Oh.
We're going back further.
Oh.
Even further.
Even further than
the
that.
The OG Eurovision. The Eurovision before Eurovision. Yes.
Welcome to San Remo.
We are in San Remo. And so we thought, what better start to an episode than to count down Italy's last 10 entries from Eurovision.
Woo!
In the home of San Remo. Hello.
Hello.
So I'm actually Callum.
And I'm actually Nick.
Yes, we don't know what kind of mindfuckery we did to ourselves, but as you saw, we past Callum and Nick were coming to you live from Italy, and I think were freaked out by having to record in public, and so just said that we were the opposite names.
So I think the trouble is that essentially Callum will always introduce an episode and I will always go second. I don't know why I decided to take it upon myself to start the episode, but that really got me in the Callum headspace.
Yeah.
So I think it's become such a routine now that it's I'm Callum and I'm Nick that I think I just took it and went with it.
Yeah,
So,
and then I sanded on top of you and said I'm Nick because I was like, well, I can't let the bit down. So anyway, we're course correcting from what we said 4 weeks ago, but yes, that was us coming to you live from Italy. For those of you on Spotify or who are just listening, we were at the Teatro Ariston. I'll get there. But we were in the birthplace of San Remo, and then Eurovision was inspired by. So we went to our roots, which was very exciting.
in a very indirect way, you could say that theatre was actually the birthplace of this podcast.
Absolutely. If we go back enough. Yeah, enough steps.
Enough degrees of separation.
Oh, God, he's good. He's on one already. Well, as we said in the past, we'll say it again, we are ranking Italy's last 10 entries, but we unfortunately do not include 2020 because the competition never happened.
Yep.
Shall we give a little shout out to Diodato and Fai d'Amore because honestly, it probably would be competing for number one for me. It's one of my favorite Italian entries, and I'm very sad to not rank it, but shout out to you, Diodato.
So unfortunately
Can't rank it
in the list
didn't
because
do a
we
live
didn't see a live performance.
Unfair to rank it,
But
yes,
would have been high.
Before we get into it though, Nick, give me your overview of looking at the list we have in front of us. How do you feel about Italy as a country in Eurovision and its songs?
Really, really mixed. Look, I think we've said quite publicly before on the pod that we're maybe not the biggest fan of Italy and their contributions to the contest.
Their approach to the contest, we're not super fans of.
I think they take it very seriously.
Yes.
But I think that they take it seriously in a way that just kind of saps a lot of the fun out of it. I think like a similar thing could be said of France, but I think that we see something a little bit different and varied from them. Whereas, I find that a lot of what we get from Italy sits in a similar vein.
Well,
but there are some golden nuggets in there.
There always will be. I'm looking at the list in front of us now, sitting on Nick's knee, and I've got to say, I'm not very impressed with what I see. I want to put up maybe a trigger warning out there. I know Italy is quite beloved in the Eurovision world. We also see it for what it is, at a powerhouse of a Eurovision country. But I think when it comes to what we look for in Eurovision songs, Italy tends to do the opposite. But it gets rewarded for it, so that's on us in a lot of ways. If you saw our last episode of Eurovision Hear Me Out, which I believe is about 3 episodes ago now, so please go watch that if you haven't already. I actually put forward the fact that I find the San Remo Song Contest to be a bit tired, and choosing the same song constantly is only going to make me care less and less about Italy. And I think that's kind of going to be reflected in our ranking. It's not necessary. Like, I think the songs that strive to be a bit different, we reward in our ranking.
Exactly. So shall we get into it then?
We should. I'm a bit scared though.
Again,
just know, guys, that you probably hate countries we love and vice versa.
Exactly.
Like, our opinions on these are you know, like arseholes, we all have them, and they're all full of shit at the end of the day.
Look, we like derivative girly pop, so you can pick on us. You can pick on us for that as much as you want.
Pick on us for that. Exactly. So yes, Nick, what is our last place, our 10th place in our ranking?
So I think rather controversially, our 10th place position goes to 2018's entry. Ermel Metta and Fabrizio Moro with their song Non mi avete fatto niente. Look, if Callum's putting up a trigger warning for the song selections, I'm putting up a fucking trigger warning for my Italian, because it's gonna... I'm trying my best, but I'm gonna absolutely butcher it.
Non mi avete?
Non mi avete fatto niente.
That sounded good.
Yeah, I think it's...
Anyway, pronunciation aside, Nick, should I go first?
I will... Yeah, I think you should go first on this one.
So, yes, I'm aware that this song has quite a cult following. It did extremely well in 2018. It became like 5th or something, 5th or 6th potentially.
5th, I think.
This is one of the few songs where I just don't get. Now, I think the first thing I want to address is that a lot of people, when they listen to music, will either listen immediately to like melody, composition, production, and there's a lot of people who'll immediately listen to like lyricism and narrative, and like the story becomes illustrated in their head. Yeah. And both are equally valid, right? I think my issue is that the message of this song, while super important, is so immediate, but I think this song fails from a production melody department because there is none.
No, I completely get you.
And I think I'm a melody production person, which is why when I listened to this song the first time, I don't speak Italian, so the message didn't hit me the first time. I just remember being like extremely like angered by how bad I thought this song was.
Yeah, and like, look, obviously we understand that this song has like a very powerful and impactful.
Yeah,
like,
well, do you want to talk into it?
Like, like it's a message, I guess, sort of not entirely, but partially in response to the Manchester bombings, as sort of like
I think the rise in terrorism that was becoming sort of apparent at that time period, and a message for unity that absolutely we
stand together. You will not you won't break us.
Yes. So like, to be clear, I think we've gotten criticism in the past for criticizing songs with meanings as if to say that like having a meaning makes you invalid to criticism or immune to criticism. And I'm here to say it doesn't for me.
Yeah.
This song pisses me off because I think it is a representation of everything I don't really like in music.
If this song were
a bit extreme.
Yeah, if this song were a poem, I think like a spoken word poem,
but
I think that could potentially be more interesting.
I don't know. I think that's my problem with it. I think that, Nick, we've had this conversation before, right? Where it's like when you do songs with really serious messages, I don't want to feel like you're lecturing me or coming from such a place of sanctimoniousness and like, you know, wake up people, we just need to be together in harmony. It comes from a perspective to me of I'm smarter and more sort of like artistic than you, and you guys are just mass consumers who like will never understand how smart we are, and that just drips from the song in a way that I actually start to really find myself getting annoyed by.
Yeah.
It also commits my cardinal sin of Eurovision, which is lyrics as staging.
No words on the stage.
No words on the stage, because again, show don't tell.
Yeah.
And this song only tells and doesn't care about show. Some of the comments in the YouTube were like, oh, no dancing, just two men singing. That's how music should be.
Yeah.
And I think that's at its core
is boring.
Is what I hate about, like, I think the audience this song attracts. People who don't really think about music in a way that can entertain fun.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think, and for me, this song, just personally, extremely one note. And old mate, just at the end, he's
not
just
singing, he's just yelling.
Screaming.
He's yelling and walking on the stage,
and I think it was something that we were meant to ignore because of the message that they were trying to spread, but unfortunately...
Bad production, bad singing. If we're going to judge you based on like musical abilities, I don't think it was very good. If we're going to judge you on staging, that was terrible. If we're going to judge you on message... Yes, you get points, but at the end of the day...
It's
like
not the Eurovision message contest.
Well, I think going back to the point, it's like when you deliver a message in a way that feels so like, guys, you need to care.
Yeah.
You need to care. Wake up.
Yeah.
I immediately reject. Like, subtext is really important in poetry and art to me, and being able to convey really important messages with nuance. I think I respect more.
I completely agree. And speaking of subtext and messages that should be conveyed with nuance and...
Is this going to be another controversial entry too?
Let's move into our next entry, which is...
Don't hate us.
2017's entry, Francesco Gabbani with his song Occidentali's Karma.
Okay, if I was on my hateration for the last one, Nick, get on your hateration for this one.
If I had my way, this would have been last because...
They both seem to commit the same crime, I think, in our head.
Yes, but I think that this man is just a tosser. Like, with no love and respect, I think that this song is a bit bland, and I think that the message of like overconsumption, like
a commentary and a parody on consumption and health and wellness culture.
Oh, bro, you're so cool. Everyone just wants to be you.
Well, I think it's also...
Fuck off.
But this is why I'm saying it's so similar of like... It's the person who thinks that like they're so much smarter than you because you meditate for mental health. Okay, Western consumerism. And it's just like, shut the fuck up.
You're standing on the stage with someone in a fucking monkey suit. But it's
parody.
Yeah, don't be talking shit down to me.
And I think this is what I was saying, the comparisons with our 10th place, which is like when you shield yourself in satire or when you shield yourself in messaging, and then it becomes, well, you can't criticize me because it's satire, or you can't criticize the message of the song because that's the point.
Yeah.
That pisses me off.
And I also think that respectfully, the European glitter and fireworks conflagration ceremony of Eurovision is not the place for a message against consumerism and enjoying yourself.
Look, I'm not here to police what can and can't be a message at Eurovision. I think what I find it so interesting is a country like Italy, which, you know, I think takes itself very seriously at Eurovision, to then do like a satire song and the very next year do an anti-war song or I'm just like, of all the people doing this message, it feels especially on the nose for Italy to be doing it. Again, Italy's such a powerhouse. This song did extremely well in like the televote. People were enamored by it. And to your point, I just find I find it to just be annoying, and I don't like the message, and I don't like how it's presented on stage,
and I don't like the fact that it feels like an ad jingle.
Yeah, the ad jingle element of it's really annoying too. And again, this is where I'm saying it's like, oh, but that's the point, right? That's satire. It feels like an ad jingle because that's consumerism, so you can't criticize me.
Exactly, but it feels like it's the song that would be playing while a woman's riding her bike in a tampon commercial, and I'm just honestly... I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
That followed by Stones by Bibs. Zibs.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway, shall we move on to our next one?
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Like we said, we'd be critical about Italian songs, but...
We are fully expecting that people will not be happy with that opinion.
One way you're not going to get to That's Eurovision Baby is overly serious men with messages and songs that think they're better than you. And I think that's a lot of what Italy sends.
Exactly. And if that's your greatest song that you've ever heard, well, A, sorry for that. But B, get in the comments.
He's on his hateration, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
and get in the comments if you like us too, and please give us a follow.
Because we'll probably need someone to balance out the feelies.
Yes.
Anyway, next song, Callum.
I can't read the list from here.
That's okay.
So you're going to have to read.
I'm going to be doing them all then. So our 8th place finisher is the little run of years here, actually. We went from 2018 to 2017 to 2016. We've got Francesca Michelin with No Degree of Separation.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not a man in a suit singing an overly serious song.
It isn't.
That's nice.
But that's sort of where, I guess...
That's where the compliments end?
That's where the compliments end.
I'll say this. I much prefer the production of this song to our last two.
Yeah.
It's not interesting necessarily, but I think it's just a lot more pleasing on the ear to hear the instrumentation of this song. And she sings quite well.
Yeah.
To your point, there's no melody. It's just... Da, 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 like, that's a bit annoying.
And then the chorus comes and you think you're about to get something different, and then it just... it just sort of keeps going, which
the song does nothing for me. It's very forgettable. I'd say it's maybe Italy's most forgettable entry of the last 10.
I would completely agree. The only thing that I remember this song for is staging that felt so violently out of tune with the stong.
The veggie patch?
The stong.
The stong.
Yeah. The staging that felt out of tune with the stong. whatever this cartoon little like patch that she's standing in is. It's
and
like hyper-saturated.
It didn't translate to stage because
No.
you had the giant tree of life behind her with the lanterns on it. You couldn't see the little turnip right next to her because it just washed itself out. I don't know.
As all good turnips do.
Again, maybe this comes from us not understanding maybe the nuance of the language, and maybe the veggie garden was a metaphor.
Yeah.
And knowing Italy, it probably was a metaphor and we're just too dumb to understand it.
Exactly. And you know what? Callum, in post, you can put Dumb and Dumber right up here, because you know what? Maybe it's a little bit too deep for us. Maybe we don't understand. But
Look, we said it about France when we did our France ranking, that they're taking themselves a bit too seriously. Italy is getting rewarded for it constantly.
Yeah.
So they're clearly doing it better.
Yeah.
But
I just don't know why.
From a purely subjective standpoint, guys, and this is why we're saying we're open to criticism, we're open to disagreement.
Yep.
That is the beauty of taste. I don't understand why Italy constantly gets rewarded for... It didn't get rewarded for this entry, by the way. But why it constantly gets rewarded for sending...
But that's on Italy sending women.
Yeah, but it constantly gets rewarded for sending these songs that I just feel like think they're so much smarter than me. And like... I've said it before in videos, I'll say it again, like, not liking humor doesn't make you smart. I think that's where my issue with a lot of Italian entries come from. They seem to think that joy and humor and irreverence and sort of camp and all these staging things at Eurovision is what I'm drawn to at Eurovision.
Yeah.
They seem to go, no, we're better than that.
Yeah.
And we're better than you. And I think that underlying message is why I find myself a bit exhausted by Italy.
Yeah.
But shall we move on to our next entry?
Shall we? What is it?
Yeah. I wish I had glasses right now. Oh, I can see it. It is in 7th place. Was I correct?
Yeah, that has nothing to do with reading. That's because
7th
you're bad at
place.
maths.
It is the 2022 entry, Mahmood and Blanco with Brividi.
I mean, shivers.
Does it? Brividi.
Okay. This one really could have gone multiple ways, I think. I like this song a bit better.
Yeah, I can say quite safely, I don't hate elements of this song.
Yeah, there are elements that I don't hate.
I quite like the chorus.
I quite like
Mahmood.
I mean, I love Mahmood. And I'm sure we'll see him again soon.
Fingers crossed, ladies and
Fingers
gentlemen.
crossed. But yeah, love Mahmood. Stomping Baby Man.
Beloved Italian musician, so be careful.
Is he now?
I think so. Is he not beloved anymore? Let us know, ladies and gentlemen. I just thought he was a bit of an icon in Italian pop culture.
I mean, the last I saw of him, he was ransacking the San Remo stage.
Ew.
And again, that it may have been a staged thing. It may have been a stunt. I don't have the full context on
this.
that. But he seems like a bit of a bellend.
Yeah.
But in this performance, I think, unfortunately, he did not give what he thought he gave. This song, I think, has an interesting message. I think it's interesting sort of melodically.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was written in a key that Mahmood could not hit consistently.
Yeah, well, neither of them could.
I was going to say, and he was not getting any backup. And yeah, just the whole energy of this performance, it felt like, and this is based on absolutely no background information, whatever. It felt like they didn't like each other very much.
Yeah, they
were sort of like getting
chemistry
through
on
it.
stage.
Yeah.
They had this sort of sense of like, yeah, they were angry at each other constantly. I agree with you. I think like to send two artists who are known for making like what I like quite, I don't know, contemporary exciting music, and then to mush them together and then do like a ballad about lost love, I find that to be the most egregious error here. Like, again, you're going to get these songs and these people who represent an Italian music scene that, you know, I don't listen to a lot of Blanco's music, but like, again, I can imagine interesting contemporary young artists and then just put another fucking piano ballad in front of us. Like, it's just, guys, did you learn nothing from Zitto Eborni? Like, and in the song, like, I think from a recorded perspective, the song's quite good, but when you listen to it live,
it wasn't good.
They're flat.
Yeah.
Blanco's...
Like, it wasn't bad. It was just
Well,
It was
no,
just very
but then
iffy.
Blanco comes on stage and starts stomping, and he's barely singing in his glittery jumpsuit, and the whole thing is just cringe and weird, and it does not leave a very good taste in my mouth by the end of it as a live version.
No.
I go back and listen to the recording version every now and then, and I can appreciate it.
It's not a definite skip every time.
No,
it's just not one that we
skip most of the time.
Yeah.
So but again, another overly serious Italian entry with no sense of like.
What's the sense of fun?
Levity.
What's the sense of camp
to it? And
No.
not every song needs to be camp.
No.
Not every song needs to be a joke.
Exactly.
It shouldn't be. But just
Can we just have a bit of fun?
Just have some fun.
Exactly, because it doesn't need to be a comedy routine.
No,
it
and
doesn't
it shouldn't
need to,
be.
It doesn't need to be doing backflips. Like obviously, you know that Lucio Corsi is higher than this because we haven't talked about it so far. I won't give away where, but I think that's kind of exactly what I enjoyed about Lucio's performance was that it was, I guess, it had the elements of that traditional Italian piano ballad, but it had a bit of joy to it.
Save it for Lucio.
I will. Speaking of saving it, I'm so glad that for our next entry that Italy was able to save a little bit of money by reusing Blanco's sparkly jumpsuit, because they just went right on next year and gave it to our boy Marco Mangione, who comes in our 5th position.
Oh my god,
No, 6th position.
that segue hurt me.
It was long, but I stand by
That hurt me with Due Vite.
with Due Vite, his entry from 2023.
It's the same fucking song.
Like it feels like, unfortunately, we reviewed the same song 5 times in a row now.
I'm sick of it, to be fair.
Yeah.
This song did nothing for me on the night.
Yeah.
Came 4th because, again, Italy will just rack up points.
Yeah.
His voice is incredible. And if
he's
we're talking...
also quite hot.
And he's gay.
And gay. And he's sad because he had a breakup.
Oh.
But isn't this the one that had that girl bounce, or the person bouncing on the trampoline?
We'll get to that.
Sorry.
So, don't spoil the part that I'm annoyed by. I want to start with the positives. Styling, fab. I love his little sparkly moment. Voice, incredible. Marco, I like him.
Yeah,
I really like
seemed really nice.
what he was about. So they're like my positives, but they stop abruptly with another extremely bland ballad by another Italian man. Thank God he wasn't in a suit, because that would have docked even more points. 2013 he was in a suit.
Yeah, he was.
Not this time. Again, inexplicably racking up so many points, to which I'm going to hear in the comments, but it's quality.
Yeah, and that we just don't understand. And you know what?
we don't.
That might be true.
We don't.
But this is
Sorry.
our channel.
And then capped off by some of the most needless staging I've seen, because you're delivering a song about heartbreak, you're crying on stage. Meanwhile, we've got 2 gymnast trampoliners doing some weird choreo behind them.
They've been down to the bounce, the trampoline.
Bounce
Bounce Inc. trampoline place, and they've gotten really good at the wall jumps. Look, I'm sure that there's probably some beautifully deep meaning behind that, but
again,
it's naff.
My problem is, and I'll say it again because I'm not going to stop, this song thinks it's better than me, and I don't like that. This song is like, you don't understand the bouncing people because you don't
you're not ready
understand
for it yet.
metaphor.
Yeah.
And then I get given like an 8th grade description of what a metaphor is, and it's like, so I did understand metaphor, you just didn't do it well.
Yeah.
Like, don't tell me that I don't understand it when it's like, no, you just didn't execute on it well.
Yeah.
And again, it's subjective, whatever, but like, it's just another example of like the same thing Italy keeps doing. I'm done with it. Sick of it.
Yeah. Speaking of doing the same thing here, we move on to our next entry, our 5th placer, which is 2015's entry, Il Volo, with their song Grand Amore.
I think a bit different.
A bit different.
Like opera, referencing a different part of Italy.
Still Italian men in suits. But I will say this was a very different moment in time for Italy, and I think was quite exciting compared to what they had been doing of the recent times. And I think
the song still stands out.
Yeah, and I think quite well beloved in the Eurovision community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But at the time, I think it was nice to hear Italy referencing kind of a lot of its own culture and history with like opera. But dare I say, making it feel contemporary?
Yeah, and making it feel like fun and exciting, and like that was.
And the song swells.
Oh,
It
yeah.
builds in a way that feels very epic.
That song fills up a room.
And that staging of like the Roman columns and things. Look, it's a bit on the nose, like, get it, Italy. But I'll take it. It's a bit camp.
It was something a bit different. It was something a bit new, a bit niche, a bit nice.
It came third, I believe.
3 people, 3rd position, 5th for us.
I think that of the top 3 from 2015.
Oh God, what a shit show.
Thank God for 4th place, Loic, Belgium. The real winner of 2015, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo!
Anyway, yes.
Yeah,
What a fun song.
What a fun song. I think incredibly performed, and I think
Very well performed.
It's cheesy, but in a way that's kind of fun.
This is the song that your nan would love.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, oh, I don't know if I should like it because the oldies really love it. But then you'll listen to it again. You'll be like, I got chills.
Yeah, I'll pop a little bit of puss to Grand Amore.
Who wouldn't?
Exactly. You catch me at the Eurovision Club night, I'll be up on that stage absolutely twerking it to Grand Amore.
I don't know why, but I feel like it's probably not going to be played at Eurovision Club nights anymore.
No.
But look, we can say the song feels epic. It's theatrical.
Yeah.
It's big. It's, I think, an evolution of that sound that we've been criticizing.
Yep.
That I think just falls short of our top 4 because it's probably lacking some of the elements that we look for in our Eurovision taste.
I completely agree. And that's why we can move very conveniently on to our 4th place one.
Yes.
Because I think what you've just been discussing in terms of a bit of an evolution of what we've seen from Italy. I was talking about it before. Our 4th placer is Lucio Corsi from 2025 with his song Volevo essere un duro.
Yeah. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Yeah.
Look, yeah, I think as Callum said before, and as I also was talking about,
And as you're saying now.
as I'm saying right now, and as I will be saying for the rest of this sentence, as I say it after this, which I'm talking
Cut
now. I think that this takes sort of all of the parts of Italy that we haven't enjoyed previously, that feel a bit tired and worn out, and puts a bit of a new spin on them. It's a serious song that doesn't take itself too seriously, and it brings joy.
Preach. Everything you've said, yes.
Yeah, and illegal harmonica. What a bad boy.
You've nailed it.
Yeah.
This song, sorry, I haven't really thought about it before, but you're right. I'm like, why does this song annoy me so much less than others? It takes all of the self-seriousness of Italy and it sort of keeps it, but makes it feel less annoying to me.
Yeah.
And there's a number of elements there. There's the phallic piano that we keep shouting out to. That is a sense of humor without kicking us that it's funny.
Yeah.
There is the song's meaning, which is about masculinity and the toxicity of it, but told in a way that's genuinely quite clever. And there's devices used and all these little things that are done that it's not like, men are so toxic.
No.
Let's band together and support, which would be how the lyricism of some of these past entries sounded
I was
to
going
me.
to say, which would have been roughly 2016 through 2018.
This time around, it's told through his own story. There's just these like little moments where I'm like, I get the message, but this is what I'm talking about with subtext. You're doing it in a way that's so much more enjoyable. And then Lucio just seems like a little gem.
I think also some of the lore surrounding this song, of the fact that like nobody could get in contact with Lucio for any events rolling up to it, and it got to a couple of days before the event and they were genuinely unsure if he was even coming, because they're all oh yeah, we've all got a WhatsApp group all together except Lucio because he doesn't do that.
Absolutely.
I
love it.
I fucking love that.
Italy's 12
fantastic.
cheesy points being represented by the mascot. I think, again, it was a bit what the fuck, but I find like if Italy is to learn one thing from this year's competition, it's like, this is how you do your sort of your point of view.
This is the modernization of the brand of Italy.
What I like a bit more diversity in genre and gender.
No.
Yes. But I do think that for a stepping stone, this is nice. I will say, it's probably a really good place to mention it, though. Not every song we have spoken about is a Sanremo winner. The winner of Sanremo doesn't have to represent Eurovision at Italy. They can step out, which famously happened this year. And what was his name? Ollie?
Yeah.
But I think... I don't really know Ollie's song too well. I'll have to go back and re-listen to it. But I think that it was a good song.
It was quite good.
It was like... it would have fallen into the previous traps of Italy. And so I'm quite thankful, actually, that Lucio got to come out and represent Italy, because I think there is a wink and a nudge to what he does that I find quite refreshing.
Yeah.
And I think it reflects in our opinion of the song throughout the whole time we've spoken about it.
Exactly.
Yes.
I feel like that feels like pretty much the perfect place to move on to our... we're on the podium now. We're on the
Top
podium.
3, baby.
Yeah.
And
we're giving out medals.
Look, I'm just going to say this before we reveal our top 3. What do these 3 songs have in common?
Bit of interest, bit of diversity, bit of cultural dissuasion.
These are the 3 Italian entries of the last 10 that distinctly don't feel Italian. We have a rock song and we have 2 very poppy songs.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind, guys. Our top 3 is because it's Italy making the decision to not send Italy.
I'm going to piggyback onto that because I don't know if I completely agree. I think that these songs still feel distinctly Italian.
Sure.
Namely because they're sung in Italian, which definitely helps.
Deep.
Trying to do an Italian song, do it in Italian.
Yeah.
Really helps. But I think that they still feel culturally very like Italy. I think that they just feel more like what Italian culture feels like today as opposed to this cultural image that Italy's been trying to put out.
So I'm going to say, when I said that, I did mean Italy in context of Eurovision, not the country in general.
You meant you hate Italians.
No, I don't. Guys, I'm bleeping that out.
Callum hates Italians. You heard it here first.
It's just the 3 most diverse sonically songs from our Italian history of Eurovision, and I think it shows why they're the top 3. So we start with 3rd place?
Let's start with our bronze medalist.
I could probably say this one without looking.
I think that you probably could. Would you like to?
me. Okay. In 4th place. Fuck.
Callum. Oh,
So
he
funny.
got you. You thought he did that, didn't
Got
you?
you.
Oh. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
In 3rd place, we have the winners of Eurovision 2021, Måneskin with Zitti e Buoni.
Now, potentially a controversial take.
Do you think so?
Having them not be
Number 1?
The beloved number 1.
We love not ranking winners as number 1 in our
Yeah,
ranking. I
I
will
don't
say
think
for a change, we didn't put the winner number 2. So that's growth.
Yeah, have we put any of the winners first yet?
No, they've been second for both Austria and Switzerland, which is funny because we didn't. If we ranked Måneskin second, it would have been every.
Yeah. So we're bumping them down to 3rd.
We had Nemo second. We had JJ second.
Yeah.
Måneskin 3rd.
Måneskin 3rd.
Anyway.
Who's going to face our ire next?
Yes.
But yeah, this song to me so fundamentally captures a cool and modern Italy. It captures it's such a fucking good song.
Yeah.
Now you can't say that for a lot of Måneskin songs.
You definitely can't.
I think a lot of their back catalogue,
Every
unfortunately,
other song,
is quite trash. But
what have they tapped into here?
Yeah, whatever they hit here, they fucking hit. Because this song,
it rocks.
This song rocks, mama. It rocks.
I think Eurovision's always had an issue with trying to do rock well. I feel like most of the time it goes for Jezebel, where it's like, I'm a rock and roll song. I'm like, no, you're not.
I'm so excited to put that last.
In our finish one. Whereas I think Måneskin nailed the rock sound. Like, it's distortion and a bit punky and gives me like White Stripes. It gives me like, I don't know, it just gives me that more thrashy, want to bounce around my bedroom as a teenager vibe to rock, which I think is what rock is.
It gives me, like, this song gives me such like it's not a polished and precise version of what it is. It's like a little bit like...
It's as gravelly as Damiano's voice.
Exactly. It's a little bit ragtag. It's like... It's just some friends that went into the studio and said, this is what we want to sound like, and
let's
did it.
Jam.
Yeah.
Let's jam.
Let's jam, guys.
Yeah, and it paid off immensely.
Yeah.
Obviously, they won.
Yeah.
Pretty immense payoff.
Yeah.
But also, like...
The success that they had after that as well.
We cannot understate the success that Måneskin had after Eurovision, becoming one of the most famous bands in the world, and I think Damiano is still doing incredible things. I think they're slated to reunite. Not Dove, the band.
Oh, Dove's not reunited? Oh.
She's extra. She's the 6th member of Måneskin. The 5th? No. Who's the 5th member? Marco Mangione.
Oh.
Welcome to the stage. No, so I think there's a lot to love about this song. Its energy is infectious. It is a deserving winner from arguably one of my favorite,
extremely strong.
Yeah, like in terms of like quality of Eurovision songs, 2021 is one of my absolute favorites.
I think all that sitting
that
at home,
top 3 is insane.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're right. I think all that sitting at home writing songs did a lot of good for everyone in 2020, because 2021 they came back with a fucking bang.
4th in 2021, do you remember? Because 5th was Go A and Shum, so it could be an iconic top 5 too.
Oh, you keep talking, and I'm going to check that.
While you Google that, I guess closing thoughts on Måneskin are that it's a refreshing direction for Italy. It's, if you consider that the year before it, in 2019, hasn't been cast out of our list yet, it also shows that it was Italy two consecutive entries at Eurovision doing something different. Just so exciting.
Dathi Freya.
Exactly. That is okay. So that top 5
that is a hot shit. That
pretty
is a shit
perfect.
hot. Yeah.
So anyway, 2021. Go watch it if you haven't.
It's good. Yeah.
Not much more to say.
Good hosting too.
Good enough host.
Good enough hosting.
I wouldn't say, and great job of not making it feel like it was in the middle of COVID, which is cool.
Exactly.
But let's wrap up our thoughts on Måneskin. Nick, closing thoughts.
Cool, punk, edgy, and I think exactly what Italy needed, which is shown by the fact that it won.
Yeah. Frustrating that it's not consistent, but I think
frustrating that they did that, won, and then went.
But I think it comes back to the San Remo of it all, of like they're not competing for Eurovision. They're not looking at Eurovision history. They're competing for the prestige of San Remo.
Exactly.
So therefore, we're the victim of whatever tuxedoed man wins next year.
Yeah.
Second place, which will reveal our winner.
By default.
Which may not surprise some of you, our winner, actually, considering. But anyway.
Considering everything that we've ever said and who we are as people.
Yeah. But Nick, number 2, please.
Our number 2 will go to very deserving Angelina Mango with her song La Noia.
Yes, the
2024
second
entry.
woman in these 10 songs. Third, if you count
Måneskin.
What's her name? Victoria?
Yeah, I think
from
so.
Måneskin. But second sort of female presence. Third, let's say, but a bit depressing to think about.
Yeah. But that's okay. Because you know what?
That's San Remo, baby.
I was going to say...
That should have been a man saying that, though. Derbe. I don't know what that was.
Look, this song fucking slaps. And there's no two ways about it. And I will not hear any dissent or differing opinions. I know I always ask for comments and I always ask for people's opinions. If your opinion is that this song doesn't fucking slap, I don't want to fucking hear it.
I think this song's pretty universally loved.
This song's so good. I will say the first staging that we saw in the semi-finals was ugly. The outfits
blended in with the stage.
Well, no, remember, because they were those weird flesh-toned outfits.
Yeah,
they were a little bit
that's right.
Yeah.
The staging itself wasn't great.
But the staging was all right, but Angelina Mango is a fucking star. The ability to deliver that song at that pace, like, I don't think she missed a note the entire performance. She's cool, she's edgy, and the rest of her songs that she's released since and before...
Melodrama is such a good song. Yeah. Okay, contemporary, pop, girly, so it's perfect for us. Of course, we're going to rank it high.
Exactly.
Quality.
Like we'd love to be different, but unfortunately, at the end of the day, this is just who we are. I think more people will be surprised than not that we didn't put it first, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Yeah, we should have just because it was one of the girls. But to be fair, one of the gays is one.
Yeah.
But I think, this song is a perfect slice of pop. It's summery. It was perfect for the Eurovision stage, but it does the incredible thing of being a song both for and for beyond the stage, which I think is the ultimate compliment of a Eurovision song. It's not just for a Eurovision contest, it is for forever. There's not much else I can really say. She delivers it flawlessly. I love the song. If we're talking about repeated listens, you're talking about playlists that
this makes it on a playlist.
Driving through Italy, which we did.
The Noiger.
Listening to this song was really special. It does feel like driving through the Italian countryside, the sun blaring through the Fiat 500.
Yeah.
We did not drive a Fiat 500.
No, we didn't, because we are very long and we do not fit.
But it's just, it still takes up such a special space in my mind too. 2024, I think, maybe a bit of an underrated year in a couple of years' time.
Yeah.
Because when it hit, it hit.
And I will say 2024 probably had overall one of the highest quality batches of songs.
Yeah, it just was tied down to a lot of issues.
Yeah. Much like our Fiat 500, a little bit too much baggage to be contained by such a small receptacle.
Yes, but we're not here to talk about the contest.
No.
We are here to congratulate Angelina Mango for coming second.
Silver medal, babe. Congrats.
Which leaves our gold medalist, our winner, to the surprise of no one, if you watched our most read songs ranking.
The most streamed.
And our Eurovision runner-ups ranking. So we've spoken about the song twice before. So we're about to make it a third time. Because we are talking about Mahmoud Saldi.
No. Yeah.
No, I prefer the clapping one.
Yeah, that's all right. All time.
Yeah.
And
Pantheon
unfortunately, I'm unable to potentially conjure any words for this song that I haven't expressed in the previous two videos.
Yeah,
so.
How do we make it? Because some people will only just be coming into this episode for the first time. So, we'll just be succinct about it. You got to watch our other videos to piece together the full feelings of this song.
But look, brilliant, contemporary, engaging, interesting song. I think performed
exactly perfect for Italy.
Exactly what they needed at the time, especially after the run that they had just been on.
Yeah.
I don't think it could have come at a better time for Italy. I think having someone as interesting and unique as Mahmoud representing with a song that felt so fundamentally outside of the mold for Italy.
Yes.
It was just a special moment in time.
Also felt quite forward thinking for Eurovision.
Yeah.
The 2010s was a real transformative period for Eurovision to kind of come into a more contemporary space, and there were growing pains, right? And I think Soldi is one of those Mount Rushmore songs that I'm like, that you can trace the reason why we have quality at the level that we do nowadays for Eurovision in terms of songs sounding like they should on radio, to acts like Soldi, to being different and feeling fresh and feeling timeless, and for it to come from Italy, the country that we've spent the last 45 minutes criticizing for how repetitive they are in what they send.
Sorry, Italy, we do love you.
Well, from a Eurovision perspective,
we do now.
I love the country to visit. I don't think I love them as a Eurovision country, which puts me in a minority because they do so well. But we'll get to that. Give me your closing thoughts about Soldi.
That's it.
Yeah.
What more do you have to say?
A incredibly iconic performance from Italy, and I can only say going forward that I hope, but I'm not confident that Sanremo tries to just be a little bit more contemporary, because when you strike out with Måneskin and you strike out with Soldi, it shows that there is an appetite for it.
Yeah.
But yes.
And I mean, look, it didn't win, but it came second.
No, sometimes second place is more iconic than first, though 2019's top two was both iconic songs. Yeah. Shall we give our closing thoughts about Italy as a whole?
As I said,
the Eurovision context.
Yeah, as I said at the start, very, very up and down. Very the ones that hit, but the ones that don't, unfortunately, outnumber them by about 5
They're
to 1.
more down than up. I think Sanremo.
Sorry. Is that your opinion? Yes, subjectively they are more down than up.
Look, you can't deny their objective points. Okay, I am not here to argue with that. I am not here to say it's wrong. I am here to say that from a That's Eurovision Baby patented perspective, it's tired. No. Sanremo is prestigious, and I get it, but maybe it's not the way to pick Italian artists for Eurovision. Maybe keep it as the live orchestra student tie event of prestige.
So I will
let Eurovision be something else.
Yeah. So I will say this is obviously not a Eurovision news podcast, and I'm only presenting half remembered facts. But I think that there has been a structural change in the rules recently
for Sanremo.
That Rai can now just pick a representative as well.
Okay.
And that I think the right of first refusal, I think, is being removed, where it's basically the winner of Sanremo isn't guaranteed to be offered the spot.
Sure.
Again, I am half remembering a news article that I read, so I don't know if that's all confirmed to be true.
We'll verify this. If not, send hate comments to Nick, but not me.
I can take it.
But yes, I'm tired. That's my review of Italy.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Quite tired,
It's
actually.
working for them, so I understand I'm an outlier. I'm in the minority.
Yeah.
But I'm sick of suited men coming on stage and telling me that
That I'm just not deep enough.
Their approach to music is deeper and smarter than I'll ever be. And they don't need to do all the bells and whistles that these derivative songs do. We're just going to sit there and deliver our incredibly important message.
Yeah. But you can wrap it up in less of a wanker's package.
I'm hopeful. You'll notice our top 3 was 2019, 21, 22, 24, 25. Like our top 5 is pretty much chronologically.
Yeah.
So it's a good sign for Italy.
Yeah.
So I want to wrap this up by feeling positive for the future.
I completely agree.
But I'm more tired of Italy than I was of France. I'll say that.
I think that's completely fair.
Bit critical at this one, guys, but convenient because we were in Italy and we just wanted to do a fun little intro. And that's the whole reason why this episode is being recorded.
Exactly. But as always, even though I am not Callum and he is not Nick, we are both here yapping about Eurovision almost every week, even in the off season. And we love having you guys with us. So please don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, or this podcast on Spotify if you're listening there. Shout out to our Spotify listeners. We love you.
We do love you.
But yeah, give us a subscribe or give us a follow, give us a like, get down in the comments. I'm sometimes very slow, but I will generally reply to everyone when I can.
Yes, if you've watched it this far and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Because if you got through all of that shit, you must like something about it.
We don't have many followers, as you know. Yeah. Check our follow account. If you haven't contributed to that rise, please do. It'll be really nice if we can hit even 1,000 subscribers by next Eurovision season. I don't foresee that happening.
We will remember every single one of you on our meteoric rise to fame.
We always say, if you're not following us, but you like what you watch, please give us a follow. Yeah. We love the community that we're building. And honestly, guys, if you are like us and you like sort of nuanced takes on Eurovision by a community that kind of respects everyone's opinions, this is I think we've done pretty well for ourselves so far. So join it. Come
hang out.
Come hang out.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Oh, he's wrapping up already. Okay. Yes. Thanks, guys, so much. I didn't have closing words, so I'm just panicking.
You don't need closing words.
I'm just going to keep talking. Oh my God, what do I do?